Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A little bit more life in that. Excellent. Alhamdulillah. We're going to talk about relationship. Obviously today, inshallah, we got to form a relationship. But we're all born in relationships. And these are our blood ties. This is our family. They say you can pick your friends, but you don't pick your family. So who picks your family? If you pick your friends, who picks your family? Allah SWT picks your family. Now, keeping family together is one of the hardest things to do. It is easy to break relationships than to keep forming relationships. It's hard work. It requires a lot of energy. It requires a lot of time. It requires a lot of sacrifice. It means bringing your ego down. It means going back even when they've slammed the door in your face. It means trying to reinitiate those conversations. Unfortunately, in our own communities, brothers aren't talking to brothers. Sisters aren't talking to sisters. Children aren't talking to parents. Parents aren't talking to children. Now, I talk about us white-bearded guys. No point looking at the younger generation and putting all the pressure on them. We are supposed to lead. We want the respect as a mission. We want the respect as an elder, but do we demonstrate our leadership as elders? What example do we leave our children when we expect them to maintain good ties between their husband and wife? What example are we giving them? When we expect them to keep good ties between when we look at our children as our children are growing up and we want all the siblings, all the children to get on with each other, how are we getting on with our brothers and sisters? So this is one of the things which Allah SWT has selected. Before we were born, He chose our father, He chose our mother, and as a consequence, our brothers and sisters were chosen. And by extension, our cousins, uncles, aunties are chosen. Now you can find so many faults in your relatives for staying away from them. But then likewise, can't they find the same faults in you for staying away from you? You want to be treated in a certain way by your family members, but then you're not treating those family members in the same way. And as we understand from Quran and Hadith, we are told your responsibility is to maintain the tie. If that person doesn't reciprocate it, that you can take Hisab Kitab on Yawm al-Qiyamah. It's not for you to exact revenge against and say, oh, he didn't come to my child's wedding, so I'm not going to go to his child's wedding. Or this person looked at me like this, so I'm going to look at him like that. If we did this, then nobody would get on with each other. And I was in Masjid Umar a few weeks or months ago. It was a nikah there as well. And I said, I remember on the old times, I can say that. I was born in the 70s. So in the old times, everybody, you hear stories, say, oh, everybody used to get on so much. That famous word, tifaq, as they say in Pushto, yeah, tifaq. We call it tifaq. Everyone got on with each other. So what changed? Ghayb bandianu, mu bandianu. Ghayb insanu, mu insanu. All times have changed. What does that mean? What is time? Nothing, it's people who have changed. We can still bring that same love. We can still bring those same bonds. That is our responsibility. You hear, don't you? Oh, look what's going on in Gaza. We're supposed to be one ummah. Sure, one ummah. Become one family first. We're looking at ummah. Look at your family. Look at your street. Bring those people together. If you find that two brothers aren't getting on, don't get happy. So you can sneak in and give yourself a stronger position. Get those two brothers sitting down and say, what's the problem? What's the issue? Why are you talking to each other? And yeah, it's going to involve a lot of headache. He said, she said, he said, she said, she said, he said, she said, she said. You listen to that. It'll carry on maybe for a few hours. But eventually you find that there's no substance at all. Whenever I've been involved in these matters between families, When you keep removing a layer after a layer after a layer, when you get to it, it was, oh, he didn't look at me properly that day. So you think, subhanAllah, you've not talked to your brother for 30 years because he didn't look at you properly. You've missed deaths. You've not gone to janazas because he didn't look at you properly. What is this? This is stubbornness. This is zid. These are not what we as Muslims are supposed to be applying and adhering to. So it's very important, because we're talking about rishta, because we're talking about relationships, that we look at our own relationships and find out where is the issue and be the fixer. Don't be the mourner. I hear a lot of mourning. Oh, he's this, you know. People are always mourning about somebody. Yeah, you take the initiative. You take the first step. You see if you can make a change, make a positive change. Anyone can mourn. So, alhamdulillah, let's make it to a little bit of a jovial point. I was told quite clearly by my son that, Abaji, whatever you do, don't roast me. Right? So on the one day, I have to give his due. And if this is not his day, then which day is going to be his day? So today there's going to be no roasting of Hassan. Instead there's going to be roasting of Mohammed. No. We won't pick on you. I'm sure there's somebody here that can be roasted. But no, alhamdulillah, it's a joyous occasion to see a child grow, turn into a man, and then reach this stage, alhamdulillah. And maybe it means for all of us, we know how difficult life is out there, the challenges young men and young women face, the opportunities they get, maybe that we did not get. And when I say opportunities, more like pits that they can fall in. So it's it brings a happiness to a person. But alhamdulillah, that in this world, there can still be, and I see youngsters around, mashallah, with full beards, there, and I know some of the chaps, as I look around me, sincere, upright, decent young men. So that should give us some positivity as well, that, you know, all is not lost. All is not lost. We keep positive, we work on the next generation, and we keep things moving forward. So alhamdulillah, we're gathered here for the nikah. So what we'll do is, it's a short practice. Sunnah is very simple. You know, I won't raise the topic of moon sighting, but since we mentioned it, people ask me, oh, you know, is moon sighting really difficult? I said, yeah, moon sighting is so easy. Everything within the Sunnah is so easy. Oh, so how is it easy? I said, all you do, when the 29th day goes, then that night after you go to look for the moon. If you see the moon, alhamdulillah, you take your gawai to a Qāḍī, and the Qāḍī then will pass the hukum Allah. If you don't see the moon, then Allah will then make their decision. See, it's simple. Nikah is also simple. Very simple. Few minutes of a khutbah. After the khutbah, the engagement is conducted, inshallah. So we have with us, acting on behalf of the young lady, her uncle, Inayat Basha, sat with me here. Obviously we have Maulana Hassan himself. As a man, he acts on his own behalf. He doesn't need his father. So he will, inshallah, present himself. That wasn't a roast, it was borderline, but I didn't step over the mark, did I? Alhamdulillah.